While digging deep to build a subway station, a group of workers discovers a strange cave that smells awful. They go inside to investigate and are shocked to find several piles of garbage covering a huge area. As they look around, they don't notice the giant spider sneaking around or the mysterious tentacle following them. Further in the back, the group discovers a big sphere, which appears to be an egg but they think it's a gem. Suddenly they're startled by a new presence, but it's just their boss who came to see what's delaying the construction. Noticing the egg, the boss tells the workers to take it out so they can sell it. Meanwhile, Chi-Dong has wandered off alone. After he steps on some strange goo, his flashlight begins to malfunction and he tries to fix it, unaware that the light is waking something up. There's a big creature rising from the garbage and Chi-Dong screams when he sees it. He runs back to his group and tries to warn them about the monster, but they can already hear it moving around them. Suddenly a tentacle reaches out and takes one of the workers away. Everyone starts running in panic as more tentacles keep popping out of the garbage to capture as many humans as possible. Chi-Dong cries when he witnesses his brother being caught too and the others have to drag him away. The group makes it out of the cave right before a tentacle hits the garbage and causes the piles to collapse, sealing the entrance. On the surface near the construction site, Hacha and his son Xiaojie are picking up some nails from the ground that almost ruin their truck's tires. At that moment they see a bunch of birds flying away in fear, and a truck comes down the road at great speed as it escapes from the construction site. The duo moves out of the way and the truck runs over the nails, causing it to shake and drop some boxes. The truck escapes without noticing, so Hacha opens a box and finds the egg from the cave. Thinking he can sell it for good money, he puts it in his vehicle. On the way home Xiaojie puts his ear against the shell and is scared to hear something moving but Hacha thinks he's imagining things. When they arrive at the junkyard, He-Chin notices a fancy car parked near his home and his mood instantly drops. Hacha takes off his wedding ring before going inside and finds his ex-wife Lena, who isn't happy about her son living in such a dirty place. To make matters worse, her new fiancé Liren has brought a bunch of cool toys for Xiaojie, which Hacha can't afford. Lena announces she's moving to another province and taking Xiaojie with her so he can have a better future. Liren explains Xiaojie can take over his company one day as he points out the boy shouldn't be picking up trash all day like his father. This angers Hacha and he punches Liren, triggering a fight. Lena tries to stop them, but the men ignore her and start biting each other like animals. It isn't until Lena leaves with Xiaojie that Liren quits the fight and follows them out. That night Hacha's father Zhonghai is taking care of his son's wounds while watching TV. A reporter is trying to cover the missing workers at the construction site, but the signal keeps failing. Outside their dog continues to nervously walk in circles near the truck. It turns out the egg has started to hatch and is making all the animals in the area go crazy. The dog starts barking and Zhonghai thinks they may have an intruder, so he goes outside to investigate. He notices the truck shaking and a strange goo falling out of it, so he looks through the window and is shocked to see a tentacle. A terrified Zhonghai runs back inside to tell his son, but by the time Hacha comes out, the entire truck has disappeared. Suddenly an object falls to the ground and the men look up to discover the truck has been lifted by a bunch of tentacles. The monster sees the men and immediately retreats into the truck, causing it to fall back to the ground. Before the guys can react, the tentacles come out again to attack them, so they run back into the house. Hacha is so scared that he almost leaves his father out when he locks the door. At that moment they hear a car approaching and are horrified to see it's Lena coming back with the boy. When Xiaojie tries to reunite with his father, he's quickly captured by a tentacle. Lena immediately grabs her son's arms and tries to pull him out, however the monster is too strong and won't let go. Luckily Hacha arrives with a knife and cuts off the tentacle, freeing Xiaojie. Then the family works together to pour gasoline all over the tentacles and throw a lighter, lighting the creature on fire. The monster screeches in pain as it slowly dies while Hacha realizes he lost his chance to make money. As the group enters the house, Hacha wonders how the creature got here and Xiaojie says it came out of the egg. At that moment Liren arrives with his bodyguards and sees everyone is fine, so he gets angry at Lena for calling him and interrupting his business meeting over nothing. Suddenly the whole place starts shaking and the lights flicker as an even bigger monster appears in the yard. Soon the house begins to crumble because the tentacles are squeezing the entire building. The roof is broken down and the humans can finally see the monster's terrifying face. It wants to get inside the house with them and begins breaking through the windows, causing everyone to panic. Liren immediately runs away without caring about his fiancée and his scared bodyguards escape with him. The monster roars and starts to throw those men around, hitting a bunch of trash before grabbing Liren. It looks at him closely before throwing him away as well. Then it turns toward the family, who try to run away. However Zhonghai falls and Hacha stops to help him. The monster uses the chance to grab Xiaojie, pushing both parents away in the process. After sniffing Xiaojie, the monster jumps into the ground and disappears with the child. Hacha and Lena run to look inside the resulting hole, but somehow it's closed. Lena is left in shock while a desperate Hacha tries to dig the ground with his bare hands. Eventually he gives up and tries to comfort Lena, who slaps him and pushes him as she has a breakdown. On TV they continue to talk about the possibility of a monster being on the loose, so Lena furiously turns it off. Minutes later their grief is interrupted by Professor of Marine Biology Lao Jia and his assistant Lei, who have been tracking down the monster with a special device. After asking a bunch of questions with lots of excitement, the professor reveals he's an old friend of Zhang Hai's. Then Lao Jia takes a close look at the tentacle and explains that they killed the offspring of the cave creature. When it came looking for its egg, it smelled Xiao Jie and thought it was its baby. This means the boy is probably still alive. Meanwhile Xiao Jie wakes up in the garbage cave just in time to push off a huge spider that was about to fall on his face. As he calls for his parents, a mysterious group of insects flies near his head. Then the monster shows up and Xiao Jie backs away in fear, so the creature opens its outer face shell to reveal a smile. It also licks the kid to calm him down. Since Xiao Jie is still scared and hates the licking, the monster roars in frustration. At that moment they hear some music and look around in confusion until they realize it's coming from the beast's belly. The creature starts screaming in pain and falls while Xiao Jie watches in confusion. Then the monster runs to hide behind the garbage and tries to spit out the machine to no avail. Xiao Jie tries using the chance to run away, but he can't find his way out. There's a radio in the trash and Xiao Jie tries it too, however it doesn't work. Hearing the monster scream in agony makes Xiao Jie feel bad and he offers to help. Some wires are coming out of the creature's mouth so Xiao Jie starts pulling until he manages to get the machine out of the monster's body. Feeling instantly better, the beast grabs Xiao Jie to thank him for saving its life, then it puts him back down before falling on top of the garbage to take a nap. At the junkyard, Lao Jia tells the family they should give up on their son, but Zhen Hai reminds the professor that he owes him one after ruining his life when he sued the factory he worked for, causing Zhen Hai to lose his job. Feeling guilty, Lao Jia brings the family to his lab, where he keeps creepy statues of all the monsters he studies. He thinks that the only way to save Xiao Jie is to put the creature to sleep with tranquilizers that are strong enough to knock out animals larger than elephants. Lao Jia also reveals he's developed a chemical that could kill the monster but it shouldn't be used unless the beast is absolutely evil, so it's the last resort. Meanwhile Qi Dong can't stop thinking about all the friends he lost and starts planning his revenge. In the cave, Xiao Jie watches the monster eat garbage and tries to look for better food, but there's nothing edible around. As the creature tries to share the garbage with the boy, Xiao Jie realizes it eats trash because it's the only thing available. Noticing that the monster laughs while it eats, Xiao Jie begins throwing garbage right into its mouth to feed it, which becomes their little game. Seeing the monster isn't evil, Xiao Jie begins playing with it, pretending to be a superhero that brings down a powerful enemy. The beast even falls under Xiao Jie's imaginary attack, happy to play along. Sometime later, Xiao Jie is napping on the creature's belly when he's woken up by a strange noise. He goes to investigate only to suddenly be grabbed by a stranger. It's one of the construction workers, who wants to kill the creature and save the boy. When Xiao Jie tells him to stop because the monster doesn't eat humans, the man thinks he's delusional and tells him all his co-workers are dead. Then the man tries to approach the creature by sneaking around, carefully dodging all the tentacles. However, the monster senses him anyway and wakes up to start chasing after him. The worker grabs Xiao Jie and starts running away in panic, but in his desperation he accidentally drops Xiao Jie into some wastewater. The creature is coming closer so the man continues to run away without helping Xiao Jie, who is slowly drowning. As the worker is cornered by the beast, a giant spider begins moving toward him from behind. The monster sees it and furiously roars, causing the spider to run away and the worker to pass out. Then the creature uses its tentacle to easily take Xiao Jie out of the water at the last second. It gently puts him down on the ground and tries to wake him up, but Xiao Jie won't react and the monster begins to cry. In the meantime, Lao Jia is getting ready to go looking for the monster with the parents. While waiting in Hutch's car, Lena finds some strange medicine and a piece of paper with Hutch's wedding ring. The paper reveals that Hutch suffers from a chronic disease and Lena starts crying. When Hutch joins her in the car, Lena asks him why he never told her about his illness and wonders if that's why he divorced her. Hutch says she's imagining things and he only wants to concentrate on spending time with his son. The conversation is interrupted by Zhang Hai, who announces it's time to get going. When the family arrives at the tunnel, they're surprised to find a group of workers led by Qi Dong using explosives to open the cave again. They tell the family to leave because they're about to release some poison to kill the monster, so Hutch begs them to stop because Xiao Jie is still alive and the poison will kill him too. As an argument ensues, Qi Dong points out they can't let the creature live anymore or soon it'll attack the town too. Hutch begins scolding him since his plan may kill any survivors as well, and Zhang Hai uses this distraction to sabotage the workers' gas machine. By pushing through the group of men, the family finally enters the cave. As they wander among the trash piles, Lei uses her device and the group follows its signal. Hutch finds Xiao Jie's keychain on the ground and regains some hope. Eventually they find the monster next to Xiao Jie's body and they assume the worst. The parents want to run to their son but Zhang Hai stops them, pointing out they can't fight such a huge beast. The creature can hear them, but it ignores them for now. Then Lao Jia fires the tranquilizer which the monster easily knocks off with its tentacle. Now angry, the creature roars as it puts its mask back on. Hutch fires a second shot and Lena throws a bottle of the compound directly at it. At first it looks like the monster isn't bothered and it takes a moment to put Xiao Jie in a safer location before approaching the group, ready to start a fight. However, the tranquilizer finally kicks in and the monster falls as it passes out. The parents immediately climb the piles of junk to reach their son and listen to his heart to confirm he's still alive. Meanwhile, Lao Jia takes a blood sample from a tentacle while Lao Lei records the process. To their surprise, the tranquilizer hasn't worked as expected and the beast wakes up in a very bad mood. It reaches out to rescue Xiao Jie from the humans, but its tentacle is stopped by an arrow shot by the workers, who surround the monster to try to kill it. Getting even angrier, the beast begins lashing out, knocking a few men down. Refusing to give up, the humans quickly fight back by throwing a bunch of hooks to hold the creature. A worker takes out a flamethrower and starts burning the beast's body, but a tentacle brings him down. At the same time, some workers find Lao Jia's bag with the poison and steal it. Lao Jia and Ah Lei try to stop them, but they barely get to fight them before Qi Dong takes the bottle away. He throws the poison into the creature's face, which deeply hurts it but doesn't quite kill it yet. A guy tries to get some dynamite ready, so Zhen Hai tackles him to stop him. Then Qi Dong shoots a huge arrow into the monster's chest to accelerate its death. At that moment, Xiao Jie wakes up and is devastated to see the workers throwing more and more chemicals at the creature, so he screams at them to stop as he cries. The monster realizes the boy is alive and gains strength from its wish to protect him, so now it can fight by throwing all the humans on the garbage piles. The man finally pushes Zhen Hai off and lights the dynamite before throwing it, causing a small explosion that shakes the mountains of garbage and causes Xiao Jie to fall. The bleeding creature reaches out and catches the child just in time, surprising the family. Unfortunately, there's a pile of trash about to fall on top of Xiao Jie, so the monster cuts in and acts as a shield to protect him. Since it was already very weak from the attacks, the trash makes the wounds worse. As Xiao Jie begs his parents to help his friend, the workers surround the monster and begin attacking it again. They ignore Xiao Jie's cries as they pierce the belly of the beast, who tries to reach for the boy one last time. At that moment, Qi Dong lands a powerful blow, finally killing it. Afterward, Qi Dong removes the spear and finds all the trash inside the monster's body, but no bodies. Suddenly a bunch of survivors come out of hiding and explain it was the giant spiders who killed humans and the big monster only protected them from it. All the times it attacked was in self-defense. As the workers drop their weapons, Qi Dong looks at the creature's body and realizes he's become the real monster. Sometimes later, Hutch's house is in better condition, thanks to the money he's earned by offering interviews regarding his little adventure. He always tells reporters that the monster had been protecting his son, but they never believe him because supposedly monsters are evil. Hutcha points out all the damage humans are doing to the planet and wonders who the real monsters are. Lena has broken things off with her fiancé and asks Hutcha to marry her again. Hutcha gladly accepts and throws away the medicine as he hugs her. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.